As we mark the 4th of November 2025, let's pause to celebrate the lives of people we've recently lost and those whose legacies still guide us. This space is all about cherishing their memories and drawing strength from their stories. We'll also reflect on WWE superstar Roman Reigns' recent struggles that continue to move his fans. Subscribe now and help us keep their legacies alive. Shad Gaspard, born January 13, 1981, was an American professional wrestler, actor, and model who left an unforgettable mark on both the wrestling world and those who knew him personally. Best known as one half of the popular WWE tag team Crime Time, Gaspard's charisma and energy made him a fan favorite from the moment he stepped into the spotlight. Before joining WWE in 2006, Gaspard worked hard to build his career in independent promotions, where his athleticism and larger-than-life personality quickly stood out. Once paired with JTG, the duo became known for their hilarious backstage segments, clever catchphrases, and their unique blend of humour and streetwise swagger that connected deeply with audiences. Crime Time wasn't just entertaining. They brought fun, creativity, and a sense of authenticity to WWE's tag team division. Beyond wrestling, Shad pursued acting and modelling, appearing in several films and television shows, including Get Hard and The Wrestler. He was also passionate about fitness and motivating others to lead healthy, disciplined lives. Those who knew him described him as driven, kind-hearted, and devoted to his family. Tragically, Shad's life came to a heroic end in May 2020 when he drowned while saving his son from a strong rip current off the coast of California. His final act of courage, ensuring his son's safety at the cost of his own life, touched millions around the world. In the aftermath, WWE, fellow wrestlers and fans honoured him, not just as an entertainer, but as a true hero whose bravery and love defined his legacy. Shad Gaspard will forever be remembered for his strength, heart, and the selfless courage that embodied who he truly was. Haystacks Calhoun was a legendary American professional wrestler whose larger-than-life presence made him one of the most beloved figures in the sport's history. Born on January 3, 1934, in Jonesboro, Arkansas, Calhoun grew up with a love for hard work and country life, traits that would later define his wrestling persona. Standing 6 feet 5 inches tall and weighing close to 600 pounds at his peak, he was a true giant of the ring, yet known for his charm, humour, and surprising agility. Calhoun's wrestling career took off in the late 1950s when fans were instantly drawn to his good old country boy personality. Often dressed in overalls and a horseshoe necklace, he played the role of a friendly hillbilly who relied on raw power and down-to-earth charisma to win over crowds. His size made him an attraction everywhere he went, but it was his likable personality and showmanship that kept audiences coming back. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, Calhoun became a mainstay in major promotions such as the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, and the World Wrestling Federation, WWF. He battled some of the biggest stars of his era and thrilled fans with his signature Haystack Slam, a move that showed off his incredible strength. Outside the ring, Calhoun appeared on television shows and in movies, becoming a recognizable face far beyond wrestling. Though health issues eventually slowed him down, his impact on the sport never faded. Haystacks Calhoun passed away at the age of 76, but his legacy lives on, remembered as a gentle giant who brought heart, humour, and unforgettable entertainment to the world of professional wrestling. Tim White, born on March 25, 1954, was a beloved and respected figure in professional wrestling, known for his remarkable career as both a referee and producer. He passed away at the age of 68, leaving behind a legacy built on passion, professionalism, and kindness. White began his journey in the wrestling world during the 1970s, and it didn't take long for his dedication to shine through. He joined the World Wrestling Federation, now WWE, where his sharp eye, integrity, and calm presence made him one of the most trusted referees in the business. Over the years, he officiated some of the most memorable matches in wrestling history, sharing the ring with legendary superstars and becoming an important part of the spectacle that fans loved. But Tim White's contributions went far beyond the ring. Behind the scenes, he worked tirelessly as a producer, helping shape storylines and supporting talent. His deep understanding of the business and his natural warmth made him a mentor and friend to countless wrestlers and colleagues. One of the most heartfelt chapters of his career was his real-life friendship with the legendary Andre the Giant. The two shared a genuine bond that fans came to know and appreciate, adding an extra layer of humanity to White's role in wrestling. When Tim White passed away, the wrestling world lost not just a referee, but a true gentleman who loved the sport and the people in it. His impact continues to inspire future generations, reminding everyone that respect, hard work, and compassion never go out of style. Melissa Coates, born on June 18, 1971, was a remarkable athlete and entertainer who left a lasting mark on the world of professional wrestling. Best known to fans by her ring name, Thunder Kitty, she stood out for her powerful presence, athletic ability, and unshakable determination. Before stepping into the wrestling ring, Coates first made her name in bodybuilding, earning several championship titles and proving her dedication to physical excellence. Her transition to wrestling felt natural as she combined her strength and agility with an undeniable charisma that drew fans in wherever she performed. Throughout her career, Coates competed in promotions like World Wrestling Entertainment (WWE) and various independent circuits, carving out a reputation as a fierce competitor and an inspiration to women in sports. She embraced all aspects of wrestling, from technical bouts to hardcore matches, and brought an infectious energy that made her a fan favorite. Beyond her skill, she was admired for her warmth and her ability to connect genuinely with people, both in and out of the ring. Outside the spotlight, Coates was deeply passionate about raising awareness for mental health. She spoke openly about her own challenges, encouraging others to seek help and reminding fans that strength also comes from vulnerability. Tragically, Melissa Coates passed away at the age of 50, leaving the wrestling world mourning the loss of one of its most vibrant and fearless personalities. Her legacy continues to inspire countless wrestlers, especially women, to pursue their dreams with courage, authenticity, and heart. Through her life and career, Melissa Coates proved that true power lies not just in strength, but in resilience and compassion. Leon Allen White, better known to the world as Big Van Vader, was born on May 14, 1955, and went on to become one of professional wrestling's most intimidating and respected figures. Standing 6 feet 4 inches and weighing over 450 pounds, Vader was the perfect blend of power, agility, and intensity. Despite his massive frame, he moved around the ring with surprising quickness, performing moves that few men his size could even attempt. Vader's career began to soar in the late 1980s when he made his mark in New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW. There, he became a 3-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion and quickly gained a reputation as an unstoppable force. His success continued in World Championship Wrestling to WCW, where he captured multiple World Heavyweight Championships and engaged in unforgettable rivalries with legends like Sting, Ric Flair, and Cactus Jack. His matches were known for their brutal physicality, but also for Vader's athleticism and intensity, which helped redefine what a big man could do in professional wrestling. Behind the mask, however, Vader's life wasn't easy. Years of punishing matches left his body battered, and by 2016 he was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. Despite his declining health, he remained open with fans about his struggles and continued to show the same toughness that defined his in-ring persona. On June 18, 2018, Vader passed away at the age of 63 due to complications from his heart condition. His death was deeply felt across the wrestling world. To this day, Vader is remembered as a trailblazer, an awe-inspiring athlete whose power, charisma, and resilience left an enduring mark on the sport and everyone who watched him perform. Leati Joseph Anoa'i, known worldwide as Roman Reigns, was born on May 25, 1985, in Pensacola, Florida, into one of the most legendary bloodlines in wrestling history, the Anoa'i family. Surrounded by names like The Rock, Yokozuna, Rikishi, and the Usos, wrestling was never far from his destiny. But before the bright lights of WWE, Roman's first love was football. At Pensacola Catholic High School and later Georgia Tech, he excelled as a defensive tackle, known for his intensity, leadership, and discipline on the field. He briefly chased a professional football career, joining the NFL and CFL, but a series of injuries cut that dream short. What seemed like a setback at the time would soon become the turning point of his life. Refusing to surrender to circumstance, Roman turned toward a new path, one that would not only define his legacy, but reshape the very landscape of professional wrestling. Finding his footing. The early WWE years. Roman Reigns' journey in WWE began humbly in 2010 when he signed with the company's developmental territory, Florida Championship Wrestling, FCW. There, under the ring name Leaky, he started to build his foundation. The learning curve was steep, but he possessed an undeniable presence, an aura that drew attention even before he said a word. Those early matches, marked by raw effort and steady improvement, molded him into a more complete performer. His breakout came in 2012 when he made his main roster debut as part of The Shield alongside Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. The trio's tactical dominance and united front revolutionized WWE's storytelling. And Roman's power-driven style, punctuated by his thunderous spear, made him a standout. When The Shield disbanded, the world saw Roman Reigns stand alone, and while his rise to the top faced resistance, his perseverance and self-belief carried him through. What began as a polarizing journey soon evolved into one of the greatest character transformations in modern wrestling history. The Tribal Chief, redefining power and presence. As Roman Reigns evolved, he shed the image of the young powerhouse and embraced the role that would define his era, the Tribal Chief. This transformation wasn't just a creative shift, it was a reflection of Roman's personal growth and connection to his Samoan heritage. Flanked by his special counsel, Paul Heyman, and backed by his real-life cousins the Usos, Roman's character became a symbol of dominance, leadership, and cultural pride. His reign as undisputed Universal Champion wasn't simply about victories, it was about storytelling, family, and respect. Fans who once criticized him for being handpicked began to see the depth behind his performance, the authenticity of a man carrying both his legacy and his people's honor. His rivalries with the likes of Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and Cody Rhodes turned into epic chapters that blurred the line between fiction and reality. The Tribal Chief era redefined what a champion could be, not just a fighter, but a storyteller, a leader, and a symbol of endurance. The battle within, confronting leukemia with courage. Perhaps the most defining and deeply human chapter of Roman Reigns' life came in 2018 when he revealed that he had been quietly battling leukemia, a disease he first faced in 2007. Standing in the ring under the spotlight, he told millions that he would be stepping away to fight for his life. In that moment, the larger-than-life warrior became one of us, a man facing fear, pain, and uncertainty. Fans who had once jeered him began to cheer with all their hearts, rallying behind the man who had given them years of entertainment. His fight was not just against illness, but against the perception of invincibility that wrestling often demands. When he returned in 2019 after treatment, healthier and stronger, it was more than a comeback. It was a triumph of spirit. Even now, Roman continues to manage his health carefully, taking lifelong medication and monitoring his condition under medical guidance. His openness about leukemia has inspired countless fans around the world, proving that true champions are not those who never fall, but those who rise every single time. The physical toll. Pain behind the power. Behind Roman Reigns' commanding presence lies a reality shared by many professional wrestlers: the toll of time and trauma on the body. After more than a decade of high-impact matches, his body bears the marks of battle. His knees, back and shoulders have endured years of strain, forcing him to adapt his in-ring style. The once high-energy brawler has become more methodical, relying on emotion and storytelling rather than sheer physicality. In recent years, reports have suggested that Roman manages recurring back and hip discomfort, common in athletes who've spent years performing at such intensity. He no longer competes at every live event, and WWE's medical and creative teams have adjusted his schedule accordingly, ensuring his longevity takes priority over constant appearances. While the company never comments officially on minor injuries, fans have noticed that Roman now picks his moments carefully. Every movement, every glare, every match is deliberate. Less about proving power, more about preserving legacy. Pressure, fame, and financial reality. At the pinnacle of his success, Roman Reigns stands as one of WWE's highest paid and most recognized figures. His income from salary, merchandise, and endorsements places him among the elite in sports entertainment. Yet fame often brings invisible weight. The pressure to remain the face of a billion-dollar company is immense, especially when personal health and family responsibilities intersect. While rumours have occasionally surfaced about contract changes and the demands of maintaining such a public image, Roman himself has chosen silence over speculation. He doesn't flaunt wealth or engage in controversy. Instead, he carries himself with quiet dignity. Those close to the industry understand that balancing financial stability, public expectation, and physical health isn't easy. Despite whispers about career fatigue or shifting priorities, there is no evidence of financial distress, only the challenge of maintaining balance in a life lived entirely in the spotlight. Roman's restraint in addressing gossip reflects his maturity. He's a man who measures worth not in money or fame, but in peace and purpose. Family first. The heart beneath the armour. Away from the cameras, Roman Reigns is a husband, a father, and a man deeply devoted to his family. Married to Galina Joelle Becker, his college sweetheart, he shares a quiet life centered around their children. Family has always been his foundation, the grounding force that reminds him who he is beneath the persona of the tribal chief. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Roman made the difficult decision to step away from WWE programming to protect his health and his family, a move that earned widespread respect. His choice reflected courage, not caution, a reminder that strength isn't always about fighting through everything, but knowing when to step back. In interviews, Roman has often expressed how much he values fatherhood and the small, ordinary moments that fame can easily steal away. Balancing his commitments while staying present for his children has become his greatest personal achievement, a quiet testament to his priorities as a man before a performer. Whispers of an accident and recovery. In recent months, quiet murmurs within the wrestling community have spoken of a minor backstage mishap involving Roman during a rehearsal, reportedly resulting in a mild concussion. WWE has not confirmed any such event, and Roman himself has not addressed it publicly. However, keen observers noticed a more cautious approach in his matches shortly afterward, suggesting that he may have been nursing an undisclosed injury. Such incidents, though part of wrestling's reality, remind fans of the risks performers take even before the cameras roll. For someone like Roman, whose body already endures the compounded stress of years in the ring and a past health battle, any injury, however small, is treated with the utmost care. His current schedule, limited mainly to pay-per-view appearances and major storylines, reflects WWE's commitment to his well-being. Rather than a sign of decline, it represents wisdom, an acknowledgement that longevity comes from evolution, not excess. Carrying the company, the mental weight of leadership. Few athletes in modern entertainment shoulder as much responsibility as Roman Reigns does in WWE. For over a decade, he has been the anchor of the company, its global ambassador, and its emotional center. The expectation to deliver, to perform, to embody excellence at every turn can be an invisible strain. Roman has spoken candidly about the mental discipline required to maintain focus amid constant travel, scrutiny, and pressure. Every storyline, every crowd reaction, every headline carries the weight of a company built around his presence. Yet through it all, he has managed to project composure, a calm authority that defines his persona both on-screen and off. Behind the stoicism, however, lies the daily work of managing stress, fatigue, and self-expectation. Roman's story is as much about mental resilience as it is about physical endurance, a testament to his ability to navigate fame without losing himself. The road ahead. Legacy in motion. At 40 years old, Roman Reigns stands at the crossroads of legacy and longevity. He has achieved every accolade a wrestler could dream of: multiple world titles, headlining WrestleMania, and defining an era with his storytelling and leadership. Yet, as time moves forward, questions naturally arise. How much longer will he reign at the top? Will he transition into a part-time role, guiding the next generation while protecting his health? Those answers remain unwritten, but one thing is certain. Roman Reigns has transcended the role of a performer. He is an institution within WWE, a living bridge between generations of wrestlers and fans. Even if his in-ring appearances become rarer, his influence will continue to shape the industry, whether through mentorship, creative involvement, or simply as a standard of excellence that future stars aspire to reach. His evolution mirrors the sport itself, resilient, adaptive, and enduring. The man beyond the myth. Roman Reigns' story is not just one of championships or fame. It's a story of resilience, faith, and the fight to stay human in a world that demands perfection. Behind the armor of the tribal chief is a man who has faced illness, pain, and the relentless weight of expectation, and yet continues to rise with quiet dignity. His openness about leukemia, his discipline in managing his health, his devotion to his family, and his humility in the face of fame have all made him more than a superstar. He is a symbol of what it means to endure, to lead with strength, love, and purpose. Roman Reigns has shown the world that greatness is not defined by victory alone, but by the courage to keep fighting when no one is watching. As his career enters its next chapter, his legacy is already secure, not only as a dominant champion, but as a man who turned adversity into inspiration, proving that the truest form of power lies not in dominance, but in perseverance.